And now, yapping time with Misty Hoshino.
Milo isn't like the first cat I've ever had in my life, but he is the first cat I've had as like a conscious person. Like that I have to like I'm the one that takes care of him or I'm one of the people that takes care of him. And so I um we we adopted him from a shelter. He was just a little baby, a little babby. It was like in 2021. We went to our local shelter and there was like a whole room of little kittens and everything, and we went and visited with the kittens, and then we looked at like some of the other smaller uh holding areas and like kennels and stuff. And there was this one very sad looking little black and white cat. He had like a cold. So his eyes were all runny and he was very sleepy because he had been flown in all the way from Hawaii to where we are. I almost doxed myself. Um, we paid like 160 bucks for him. That was I spent my birthday money that year on him. And um he was so tiny but like very long. His like his tail was like the entire length of his body. He was just the longest little creature I've ever seen in my life. And he looked so sad all the time when he was like that first week we had him because he was just so sick. He had the worst little cold in the world. We felt so bad for him. We had to give him medicine. And the point of my yap session about my cat is that within that first like week or so, I wasn't used to like having cats or anything. We had had a dog before this, but this first week we were playing with him. We were, letting him get used to the house and everything. And while we were playing, I backed up right onto his tail and I stepped on his tail and he went and he like clawed my leg and then ran off. And I was so convinced that he was going to hate me forever. I was just like, this is it. We've had him for a week and he despises me now. And then I gave him a treat and everything was good. And now I'm like his second favorite person. But anyway, he's my favorite little guy. And I always feel bad when I have to do things that are in his best interest, but he doesn't like them. He's had like some repeat not like super serious, but still, just kind of like to deal with some health issues over the years, like reoccurring health issues. One big one is that he has something called pododermatitis, which is he has an inflamed paw pad that is just chronic. It's just what he has, and sometimes it'll hurt him to walk on it. And so we have to like give him, whenever that inflames up, we have to like do a bunch of therapies with him. When Monch was a kitten, I nearly sat on him more than once because he's a black cat. We had to put a bell on him. We've all done it. Yeah, it's true. Um, Milo's favorite person is probably my aunt. I swear she is the cat whisperer. I guess that's not something I've talked about. I live with my aunt and my grandma and my brother. Again, trying not to dox myself here. And then my father is here the vast majority of the time. So he basically lives here too. Um, we're a multi-generational household, baby. Um, because none of us could afford to live in any other way. But no, my aunt is definitely the favorite person of our cat. She is the cat whisperer, which is ironic because she's allergic to cats. She's, I think, gotten used to Milo, though. Apparently, before I was ever even in existence, they had like 8 cats at one point, all of which chose her as their favorite. And I'm pretty sure I'm only the second favorite because I repeatedly bribed him with treats. It is a lot like a sitcom cast, actually. It is any wonder how I get enough quiet time to be able to stream comfortably. Honestly, not even a joke. We are like a sitcom cast. Very, very truly. Um, but yeah, the other honestly, this kind of thing kind of makes me a little sad. It does. Noisegate saves me. I am like right across the hall from my grandmother, who I don't want to speak ill of her because I love her very much. She's a very wonderful woman. However, as many older people do, she does have a hearing problem, which means that sometimes she is listening to her YouTube videos on full volume, which is not a bad thing unless you're trying to do something that requires quiet. She's probably watching this stream actually, so I should be careful what I say. I might die later. I taught her how to use Twitch. I don't know if she's fully learned yet, but I taught her. I helped her follow my Twitch channel. She insisted. So, chat, everybody say hi to Grandma Hoshino. She probably might she might be watching actually. Anyway, it it can be a feat sometimes teaching somebody to use an app that like they don't even know what apps are. She also wanted to be on TikTok. I really tried to warn her against that one. I don't think she knows how to use chat yet, but I will let her know that everyone said hi. But she insisted on being on TikTok, and I really tried to warn her against that because of just how addictive it is. She already taught herself how to watch YouTube videos. Oh, that's hilarious, Desi. I'm pretty lucky that most of the other older people in my family are pretty tech literate. I mean, as an example, my aunt, she spent like the last 40 years of her life or so as a computer tech. So she generally knows what she's doing. Although hilariously, since she has retired, um, basically same, Gollum. That's kind of my family. But my aunt spent like 40 years as a computer tech. Though since she has retired, her computer skills have definitely degraded. I think she's giving up. She's like, I don't have the brain space to remember any of this anymore. Then my dad is an auto mechanic, so like there's a certain level of tech involved with that. This is one of the things that I'm like, I'm convinced that every person in my family is autistic in some way, including myself, because we all have our very specific special interest that we have spent our entire lives dedicating to. That's true. And like everything going to AI and stuff, getting into the tech field in general at all is getting kind of scary because you never know when your job is going to be just rug pulled right out from under you by some, pardon me, bullshit AI that can't do the job half as well as a person can. I could yap about this actually because um I spent the last like year or so of my college as a TA for two different professors. And this was right about when AI was starting to ramp up in its usage. And you will not believe the amount of people I caught doing their entire research papers with AI. It was scary and strange. And I'm like, these are the people that are graduating? It's freaky. I gotta be honest. I'm pretty staunchly anti-AI. I don't know if you could tell. Um, I think there's a place for it. Didn't Microsoft literally just push a bad update and the last Nvidia Game Ready Drive broke VTube's studio audio? I haven't heard about that, but I it wouldn't surprise me because I gotta be honest, I find the tech space in general to be degrading very quickly, and I think that's because they're actively trying to replace human workers with AI, that they then have to have human workers to check whether or not the AI did a good job or not, which is usually no. I think there are plenty of spaces and like uses for AI. My entire class is doing almost all their assignments in AI and it shows. Yeah, it's so I I hate it, y'all. I I think I've maybe used ChatGPT once since its inception. And that was really just to be like, what the heck is this? And then I'm like, ew. So I might be able to talk about this. Um, I have taken a lot of courses in a lot of different subjects. I'm certified in a lot of things. One of the things I'm certified to do is I am a certified paralegal. Um, and that was about a 2-year program that I took after I graduated. And one an entire unit. I personally see AI as a great assisting tool, but a horrible independent worker. Yeah, that's exactly it. Um, so I think a good example is if I'm remembering this correctly, if you guys know about AIO is okay for reading basic maths, to add up if your hands are full, or making angry emails politer. That's true. Um, I think the people that are completely originating things with AI are really the problem, though. Like, oh, I want a children's book, so I'm going to generate every image in the children's book using AI, and then write the story using AI, and then put it all into a program and throw it up on Amazon Publishing, and then make tons of money. That's the people I have a problem with. Um, People using people doing their degrees using AI. That's the people I have a problem with. Because that's the other thing. It's like when I get older, I'm afraid to go to the doctor. Because like how will I know whether or not this doctor that I'm seeing, yeah, surely scraping bad AI outputs for AI training won't enter a death spiral, right? Yeah, that's the other thing is we can literally watch AI getting worse. We're literally seeing it. It's a serpent eating its own tail. Could yap about the AI crisis for hours though, and I would much rather play a video game. So let's get back let's get back to that. I could do a full stream of a yap session about that. And, maybe I feel so strongly about it because AI is trying to replace every field I have ever studied for. It's trying to replace being a writer. I went to college for that. It's trying to replace being a paralegal. I did a 2-year program for that. It's trying to replace project management, which I'm a certified project manager. It's trying to replace data analytics, which I'm also certified in data analysis. I'm not going to go into my list of qualifications. It surely makes me sound smarter than I actually am, though. Maybe that's why I'm so salty, because it's targeting me personally. Anyway, video games.